wanna forget about my scars and just have a good night. I smoke something down, I drink something down. I'm feeling it now, I'm feeling it now. I could say it out loud. When I see you, my heart goes, whoa. I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in. I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in. Yeah, yeah. I never thought that I would get this far. I wanna drive around in the nice cars. I wanna forget about my scars and just have a good night. I smoke something down, I drink something down. I'm feeling it now, I'm feeling it now. I could say it out loud. When I see you, my heart goes. I could say it out loud. Say it out loud. Say it out loud.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Tonight, the Truck Series has itself one of the biggest challenges it will face all season long. A track that took 16 months to build from start to finish back in 1969 and earned itself a reputation ever since among the drivers who took to its high banks. This track has been called many things since its birth into the NASCAR world, but today it is known by one simple nickname, Dega. This track is not for the faint of heart, especially before 1987, the year in which NASCAR declared this track too dangerous after Bobby Allison went for one of the wildest rides in the history of this track. Talladega was the first track to see speeds over 200 miles an hour, but the speeds were limited with restrictor plates after that 1987 crash. And the restrictor plates were added, and they also added a new obstacle to these races. The big one. This place is all about the birth of greatness. Just ask the Alabama gang. Bobby and Donnie Allison, Red Farmer, Neil Bonnet, Jimmy Means, some of the most famous names in the NASCAR history books. All drivers who achieved greatness at the prestigious track. Tonight, who is going to write their own chapter of greatness in the NEXXTCAR history books? It's time to get this party started, and it's time to write the first chapter of Season 2 for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. The big one will happen. It's just a matter of when. This is NEXXTCAR, and this is Dega. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the NEXXTCAR Racing League for the first race here of Season 2 in this one. Folks, we are going to have ourselves one heck of a show in store for us tonight as these Truck Series drivers head to the biggest track on the NASCAR circuit, Talladega Superspeedway. This track is big. This track is fast. This track has obstacles all around it, and these drivers are going to find themselves in the middle of it all here in this one as you see them right now in practice, continuing to run side by side and bumper to bumper. Talladega is definitely not for the faint of the heart as you see the big one here in practice commencing now at the front straightaway just after the start finish line here at Talladega. 2.66 mile track has earned itself the simple nickname of Dega. These drivers are going to have their hands full tonight as these trucks are going to be all over the place. You saw the NEXXTCAR Speed Weeks over last weekend. The Truck Series and the Cup Series absolutely had their hands full, and it was absolutely amazing to see these drivers learn the new track. This is the first race of the season, ladies and gentlemen, so these drivers are going to have their hands full. Not only is it the first race of the season, this is also the first race under the new NEXXTCAR format. That is right. The teams are back, folks. The teams already in the NEXXTCAR races, in the NEXXTCAR Speed Weeks, already showing just how important they are. You know, the teams came in huge, and yeah, they are going to dictate a lot here tonight and who is going to finish where. You know, at these super speedways, you know, in the first 100 laps, or I'm sorry, here tonight we're running 100 laps, so in the first 99 laps, you have teammates, but as soon as that white flag drops, you no longer have a team, as you see these guys going 3 wide right now through turns 3 and 4 here in practice. Everything is staying the same from Season 1, folks. From 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern is the practice session, and then 9 p.m. to 9:04 is your qualifying, and then at 9:05 starts the drivers meeting, and then at 9:10 your Truck Series drivers hit the grid here at the high bank of Talladega. 33-degree banking, 4 stories tall here tonight, and these drivers, you're gonna see them 3 wide, you're gonna see them 4 wide. These drivers are gonna be using every inch of this track to try to get their way to victory lane. You win at Talladega, you have just entered your name amongst the greats of NEXXTCAR. Like I said, Talladega is not for the faint of heart. It takes a lot to win here. You got to be up on that steering wheel every inch of this track around the 2.66 miles. You're in danger. You're getting pushed from behind as you see the 2 all over the back bumper of the 14 there. Or I'm sorry, the 3. You know, you're getting pushed from behind. You are going to have to be careful if you're that guy pushing to not spin the guy in front of you. And if you're the guy getting pushed, you have got to hold the steadiest wheel you can possible to not get wrecked. So these drivers all around this track, folks, are going to have to be on top of their game. You're going to see it 3, 4 wide. You're not going to know where to go at some points, and you're going to have to play huge. As you see the 25 giving the 14 a huge shot down the backstretch here to get past that 3 of Robert Asong. But practice still underway here in this one. Let's go ahead and let's get your scoring up here for this one, folks. Right now, Robert Babcock in that number 14 making his return with a 51.14. Robert Asong in the 3 with the 51.14 as well. Andrew Bolander with a 51.22 in that number 4. And then Peyton Tulloch in 4th. And Alberto Abar, one of your rookies here in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series, making his presence known inside that top 5 with a 51.67. So you're going to see a lot of names, folks, that look familiar, as a lot of the returning veterans are still out here on the track here in the Truck Series. Absolutely love to see it. And you're going to see a lot of names that you probably have not seen before in the Truck Series. And that is one of the great things about racing, folks. You're going to have your rookies and you're going to have your veterans all battling out for the place to head to victory lane. Right now, we got 26 drivers out there on the track. We have ourselves a full Truck Series lobby this season. 36 drivers signed up. These drivers still have just under 7.5 minutes of practice, so we're going to probably get a couple more drivers to jump in here, but hopefully these drivers learned a lot from last season at Daytona to open out the season. It was not the greatest of races for these guys, so hopefully they have learned and they can look to improve. And hopefully tonight, I mean, in the NEXXTCAR Speed Weeks, we saw some absolutely amazing racing, so hopefully tonight these drivers can continue that from last week. Just under 7 minutes left here in practice. So let's go ahead and check out your teams. We've talked about it. What are teams? Well, teams are very important when it comes to racing, especially here in NASCAR. You know, so last season, you could say we had teams. You know, you just got in lobbies with people that you were friends with and you raced with them and tried to help each other out. As you said, 14 getting real squirrely from the push from the 25. But now you have a set designated people you are allowed to work with here in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series and Cup Series. We are not doing it for the Wheeling Modifieds. We are not doing teams there, but here in the Trucks and Cup, we are. And let's go ahead and let's get your team listing up here on the board, as you're going to see your 6 teams here for the Truck Series. Your captains, Jonathan Wright and the Badass American team. The Blue Collar Racing of Matt Tucker. Myself, I am leading the American Defenders Racing team. Then you got Nick Trudeau leading the Fifth Gear Racing. Matthew Erickson, one of our new sponsors to the series. Matthew Erickson with the HVAC Motorsports leading the 5th. And then rounding out your teams, David Chandler is leading your Red Line Racing team. You can see everybody's drivers on the screen right there, folks. We have got 36 drivers this season. And if all 36 drivers show up, we are in for one heck of a time here in this one. But you can see your team listings right there. Everyone down here in the Truck Series has a total of 6 drivers on the team, and that is absolutely amazing. Teamwork makes the dream work here, especially when it comes to racing. But like I said, teams are great until that white flag comes out, and then it's every driver for themselves here in this one, especially here at a track like Talladega. Like I said, you win at Talladega, you have just wrote your name in the history books as going down as one of the greatest drivers there are. And, you know, someone coming into this race, Steve Bocock, he has probably the best momentum built up right now. He came into the NEXXTCAR Speed Weeks and absolutely dominated, swept both the Truck and Cup Series at Speed Weeks here at Talladega. He won both races, so Steve Bocock has probably got the best momentum heading into tonight's race, and hopefully he can carry it on. As you can see, he is on my team here in the Truck Series. But let's go ahead and let's get back to the action here, folks. As you can see them all lining up on the exit of pit road. They are going to try and see if they can't get a big drafting line working. Let's go jumping up to the blimp here. Your HVAC Designs blimp here, so you can see them heading down on the apron through turns 3 and 4 here at Talladega. You saw this in the NEXXTCAR Speed Weeks for those of you who tuned in. They had themselves a 13 truck train as they were powering their way around this 2.66 mile track. It worked for a couple laps, and then a bump out of nowhere came at the wrong time and split the field apart. So you see I'm coming off of turn number 2, entering this long backstretch, 4,000 feet backstretch. You see them all slowing down, waiting to get bumper to bumper. They are going to have themselves a drafting train here at this one, as they are going to be closing in, though, on their time limit for practice, closing in on that 3-minute marker. You can see them going side by side, practicing some starts here, it looks like. It looks like they're going to be practicing for some takeoffs and some restarts here. All being led by that 51 of Toby Kelsey. This is not the start of the race, folks. I just want to throw that out there. This is not the start of the race. These guys are taking initiative, and they are practicing the restarts here in practice. They still have 2.5 minutes left in practice. As I thought they were going to get ready to go. They're through the trial. Well, there's the Geico restart zone. Kelsey's going to gun it. So does Peyton. They're going to get it back through. But this is practice. I just want to say that one more time. This is not the race. This is practice. These drivers practicing, drafting as a field here as they are heading through turns 1 and 2 in this one. You can see the field side by side through turns 1 and 2. Looking to the outside. I believe that is the 20 out there. Unfortunately, some of these guys are not in their correct numbers tonight, so we're going to probably say some quote-unquote wrong numbers tonight, but they are the actual numbers. Like Steve Bocock, someone took the 12. He's actually assigned to the 12, but in iRacing, he is racing the number 13. As you can see him 4 wide, and it is not going to work. There's the 11, the 1, the big one happening in practice here as they head into the trial for the first time. We said it, the big one's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So there is your big one under practice conditions. They have just over a minute remaining here in practice. Let's go ahead and jump back up to the front of the field. Here's John Turner is going to be leading that outside line as they are charging their way around that high line out of turn 2, back down the backstretch. Getting the big push from Alberto Eibar in the 8, who's going to just barely clear the 14 underneath. He's going to get pushed to the front. He's going to get turned. We talked about it. You got to be careful with the pushes. Well, Alberto Eibar just found out what it feels like to be on the wrong side of a bad push. And right around goes that 8 truck. This field started out as 26 trucks. Well, now there's about 4 of them running right now, bumper to bumper here. It's a good thing this is just practice, folks. Hopefully they can get figured out what they need to do and what they can't do. And the race will not reflect that, but 27 drivers right now in this session, folks. We are going to have ourselves one heck of a race here at Talladega. I know one guy who wishes he could be here. That is Matthew Erickson, our new sponsor for the series. You see it up there in the top left. NEXXTCAR Truck Series sponsored by HVAC Designs. That is the company created by Matthew Erickson. He paints a lot of these trucks you're going to see out here on this track tonight. He paints the trucks, some of the next-gen cars, and he obviously does a fantastic job with it. So, Matthew Erickson, welcome, and we appreciate the sponsorship, buddy. But let's go ahead and let's check out your race information for tonight's race here. Season 2, Race number 1 here to get this season 2 kicked off here at the high banks of Talladega. 2.66 mile track here in this one in Talladega, Alabama for the HVAC Designs debut 266. Presented by HVAC Designs and W Energy. Your air temperature, just a 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Your track temp, you are looking at 89 degrees. So starting it off cool here in this one. You can see the cloud up in the sky. It's going to keep that track nice and cool. When it's cool like that, you're going to have a lot of grip around these 33-degree bank turns, and they are going to need as much grip as they can. Cloudy, you see it with the wind at 6 miles an hour with a 54% humidity. Absolutely nowhere close to the Canadian Tire race that these guys had last season. It was a 99% humidity up there in Canada, and it presented its issues with the fog. Well, that is not a problem here tonight. It's cloudy, but there is no fog here and messing with their vision. But you can see it, folks. You see the tri-oval down there in the bottom of the track. You see where that red line is, not in the tri-oval of the track like it is at Daytona. This start-finish line is 200 feet past the tri-oval where it normally would be at Daytona. And that 200 feet, folks, has been the difference maker in so many races. Will it prove to be another deciding factor here tonight as these drivers are looking to start this season off on the right track? We saw it last season. Matthew Erickson at Daytona. He won the first race of the season, and that proved to be the deciding factor as himself and Peyton Tulloch tied in the point series standings for the championship. And Matthew Erickson was able to win that deciding factor because he did have that win at Daytona. So this might be the first race of the season, folks, but this race could be just as important as that championship race. 10 races this season. Only one guy can win that championship. There's 36 drivers. There's a lot of hungry guys here in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series, and only one trophy at stake. So these drivers looking to get it started off on the right foot here in this one. 2.66 miles. There's a lot of danger hiding for these guys here tonight. We talked about it. The topic that has got to be in the minds of every single one of these drivers. That is the big one. The big one was created when NASCAR went to the restrictor place for these super speedway races at Talladega and Daytona. Well, that created pack racing, and that created some big pack racing, and that created the monster called the big one. It's going to happen. It's inevitable at these super speedways. The question is when and where. Will it happen in the closing laps? Will it happen at the beginning of the race? When is it going to happen? Where is it going to happen? Is it going to start at the tail end of the field? Is it going to happen up in the front with the leaders? No one knows. What starts the big one? It can be just a matter of anything. A bad block, a bad push. You got to be lined up with these bumpers. You got to have your front bumper lined up perfectly with the guy in front of you. You got to be pushing just center of that rear bumper of the guy in front of you. So these drivers, there's danger lying around every corner of every inch of this 2.66 mile track. So these drivers have got to be at their best tonight. These drivers have got to be on top of their game. They have got to be at the best of their game. Talladega does not give any room for error, and as soon as you make that mistake, you might just find yourself going for one of the wild rides that we all have seen at Talladega. We've all witnessed it. Well, who is going to go for that wild ride tonight? Talladega is all about surviving, folks, and it's going to be interesting to see the different strategies that these new teams form. You know, you're going to have the guys that run out front, and you're going to have those guys that drop to the back to try and avoid the big one. No one is safe whether you're at the front or the back, so you're going to have to play it careful, and you're going to have to stick with your strategy. But, folks, the 5-minute marker has come. It is qualifying shutdown as Peyton Tulloch is going to grab the opening pole of the season. Andrew Zimmer, a rookie, in second. Mitch Diamond third. Jonathan Wright fourth. And another rookie, Douglas Hess, is going to be fifth. Well, folks, It is time to get these drivers' meetings started just like last season. So let's head down to the track and let's get this season kicked off on the right foot, folks. It is time for your drivers' meeting from Talladega Super Speedway.
I guess that technically is Super Speedway. I don't remember on Atlanta. But I know Daytona I got left.
All right, folks, can you all hear me?
Yep.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Season 2 of the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. It's awesome to see you guys out here. We have got ourselves a pretty full field here tonight. Should make for some really interesting racing here around this 2.66-mile track at Talladega. The big one's going to happen. It's just a matter of when and where. It's a race of survival. You guys have 2 quick repairs, so make sure you're using them carefully and be careful with those bumps and try to be there at the end. You guys have 5 sets of tires, 4 sitting on pit road, so you guys have 4 tire changes here tonight. Your incident counter is at 30, and the Geico restart zone will be in effect, basically like how it was all of last season. The initial start of the race will be on the flag man. Do not go until he drops the green flag, or iRacing will give you a black flag. If you're starting second, do not pass the leader until you are past the start-finish line, or iRacing will give you a penalty for that as well. If you get a penalty that you do not feel like you deserve, get with Camden Jester. He is back for Season 2 as our race control. He will look into it, and he will clear it as he sees fit. Another thing that I noticed a little bit during the NEXXTCAR Speed Weeks that try to be mindful of is obviously there's a lot of eyes. Do not change your line until you cross over that start-finish line on the restarts. If you do, there will be a black flag handed. Stay in your line, whether it's on the inside or the outside, until you cross that start-finish line. Pit road speed limit is 55 miles an hour. Last season, we had a couple incidents. Let's try to clean it up this season. When a pace car or pace truck is out, make sure we are communicating to the rest of the field where exactly that pace car or truck is at. No, last season we had a lot of incidents where people didn't exactly know where it was. No one was calling it out, and people were running into the back of other people. I would hate to have people lose their race that way. So just communication is key. Let everybody know where that pace car / truck is. Does anyone have anything?
All good. Just to clarify, Ronnie, we cannot pass outside before the start finish, correct?
All right, so good question. Basically going to be following NASCAR rules. Do not try to pass on the inside. If on the restarts, if I understand you're going to get a run, go to the outside. In NASCAR, that is legal. We are going to be doing that here in this one. And the same thing with that yellow line. Do not go below it to advance your position. If you do, you will get a black flag. But if nobody has anything else, you guys have about 45 seconds left until gridding starts. Let's go out. Let's have a good race. Let's get this season kicked off on the right foot. And let's go have a good one, boys.
Good luck, everyone.
But
Good luck, guys. We got 2 fast repairs, so let's not try to use those too quickly. But good luck, guys.
Absolutely. That is your driver's meeting.
Tuck's giving out $10 if you have a Rex 17 first.
You said 2 fast repairs? Shoot, I'm going to the front.
But all right, folks, well, that is your driver's meeting for the first race of Season 2 here at Talladega. The gridding is about to start. You can see them getting ready to head to that front stretch here at the start-finish line. The pace truck is waiting for the field. Peyton to luck, grabbing the first pole of the season here in Talladega for the first race of Season 2 in that number 17 Tennessee Titan Chevy Silverado. with the 12 of Andrew Zimmer. He's normally going to be in the 13, folks. So Andrew Zimmer tonight will be in that 12. Let's go ahead and let's get your gridding up here in this one. Oh, apparently we are on the 5th page. There we go. Your pole sitter, Peyton Tulloch for the American Defenders Racing Team. Andrew Zimmer in 2nd, Mitch Diamond, the captain of the American Badass Racing Team, in 3rd. Jonathan Wright, also part of the American Badass Racing Team, in 4th. And Douglas Hess, the rookie for the American Defenders Racing Team. Starting in 6th, Robert Guyard putting down a really good lap in 6th. He is also part of the American Defenders Racing Team. Starting in 7th, Alberto Abar, a part of the American Badass. 8th is Matthew Tucker, the captain for the Blue Collar Racing Team. And 9th goes to Stoney Benfield. Stoney Benfield, prayers and thoughts out to you and your family, buddy. I'm glad to see you could make it. But Stoney Benfield, his grandson had just been diagnosed with leukemia. So thoughts and prayers out to your field or your family, Stoney. I know it probably took a lot for you to step in here and race tonight, but we do appreciate you, man. And just like I told you, family first, brother. So it's awesome to see you here, but make sure your family is being taken care of, buddy. And Andrew Bolander is going to wrap out your top 10. Zachary Brooks in 11th with Steve Bocock in 12th. 13th is going to go to the way of your captain for Redline Racing, David Chandler. 14th is going to go to the captain of Fifth Gear Racing, Nicholas Trudeau. 15th is going to go to J.D. Larson. 16th, Ronnie Norman for HVAC Motorsports. 17th, Jeff Taylor. 18th, Christopher Thomas, both for Fifth Gear Racing. Robert Babcock in 19th, Trent Branson 20th, Toby Kelsey 21st, Josh Mayu 22nd, Robert Asong 23rd, Justin Smolin 24th, Brandon Dunford 25th, Nicholas Donfrancesco 26th, Cole Larson 27th, myself 28th, obviously not racing. So John Turner will go to 28th, Stephen Henning will go to 29th, and Aaron Moore will wrap out your top 30, and then Jimmy Emos going to 31st. So, folks, we have got ourselves a full field here in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump in there, and let's see if we can't talk to Steve Bocock real quick.
5. I got $20. Whoever takes the Bud Light Platinum truck out.
Steve Bocock, you got me, buddy.
10-4, Ronnie, you got me?
Yes, sir. All right, you come into this race with the most momentum here, these guys, after sweeping the NEXXTCAR Speed Weeks. How do you feel about it tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be one of those survive races, so I'm just going to kind of ride around and hope to be there at the end like I was in the 2 races of Speed Weeks, and if I can't get people to work with me.
Absolutely, buddy. Good luck.
10-4, man. We'll see you at the end.
All right, there you have it, folks. Let's get back out to the front. Peyton Tulloch in the number 17 Tennessee Titans Chevy Silverado leading the field through turns 3 and 4 for the first time here in this one, folks. You can see the pace truck. The lights are off. These drivers getting ready to get this season started, coming out of turn number 4. All the fans on their feet cheering on these 33 NEXXTCAR Truck Series drivers as they head into the tri-oval for the first race of the season. Reach up there and pull them seatbelts tight, boys. It's going to be a wild one around this 2.66 mile track of Talladega Super Speedway. Heading through the tri-oval into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out in the air for the first time here in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series for Season 2. The 17 spins the tires. The 65 giving them plenty of room to get them under control. Look at the field out back side by side. Side by side through the entire field. They go through turns 1 and 2. The 17 continues to lead the charge for the inside line. The 12 of Andrew Zimmer around the outside. The 12's going to clear the inside line. He's going to drop down in front of his teammate, Peyton Tillock. And the big one, the field, flying apart through turns 1 and 2 for the first time in this one. The 45 involved in this one, the 5 in it. Toby Kelsey with a little bit of damage to the right front. The field flying apart on lap 1. We're going to back it up and see what happened here in this one with the 45. Major damage to that Toyota Tundra. Was it a bump that went wrong? You see him down there in no man's land. That is what is called the middle. You are stuck in no man's land. Let's go ahead and let's see what happened here. He just keeps going up the track. Bolander's on his outside. Wild ride for that 4 truck. And then Toby Kelsey, just an innocent victim there trying to get on by. Let's back it up and let's see what happened in the 4's point of view. Let's jump inside the cockpit of the 4 of Andrew Bolander and let's see what he sees right behind Matthew Tucker. Little bit of contact, the 4 gets loose, up and into the air he goes after getting into the outside wall, and up and over he goes, barrel rolling down the backstretch, heading into turn number 3. But folks, the caution is out for the first time in this one, as you see Bolander sitting on pit road, waiting to get that damage fixed. But out front, the rookie, Andrew Zimmer, making his way up to the front. He started in second. Well, now he finds himself leading the field here at Talladega. 2 teammates, the 12 and the 17. Now, normally, Steve Bocock will be in that 12 truck. Don't worry. He is staying in that 12 truck, but tonight some drivers did not get in here with their correct numbers. So, we do have some guys coming to pit road. That is a little interesting, honestly. As you can see all the action on pit road, a couple of these guys coming out. Josh Mayu coming off pit road right there in the 0-2. But right now, the 12 of Andrew Zimmer leading the way here at the high banks of Talladega. Peyton Tillock, he started in he started in first, but now quickly finding himself back here in second. Jonathan Wright has moved up 1 position up to 3rd, and then he got Douglas Hess continuing to stay back here in that 5th position. He has not gained. He has not lost any. So perfect start for that number 15. Alberto Abar in the number 8. He has gained a spot. Right now, your biggest mover of the race is the, who is it? We have got a ton of guys that are all big movers here in this one. But right now, your biggest mover, the Canadian, Stephen Henning Jr. in that number 64 Chevy Silverado. He is up 13 spots. He is currently tied with Aaron Moore in the 21 and Jimmy Emos in the 38, plus 13 positions for all 3 of those guys, taking full advantage of the big one here on lap number 1. But let's jump back out front. The lights should be going off on the pace truck this time. Let's go ahead and jump on that gyro cam here of the leader, the 12. You are going to see all the banking around this Talladega Super Speedway. It is 14, no, I don't remember what it is through the tri-oval. It's 20-something degrees here in the tri-oval. As you can see them, you can see just how aggressive that banking is, but it is nothing. And you are going to see how aggressive turns 1 and 2 are up here. 33-degree banking in both turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But the lights are off on that pace truck. We're going to stay on the gyro cam as you can see just how aggressive this banking is all the way through turns 1 and 2. 33 degrees. Everybody commenting, Erickson, Brooke, Steven, Bluegill. Appreciate y'all being here. But yeah, the banking is extremely aggressive here at Talladega, and that is what makes this racing that much better. But the lights are off on that pace truck heading down the backstretch as we are getting ready to go back racing here in this one. Coming back to start lap 5 here as these drivers come around to get the green flag. You saw the 17 Peyton Tulloch kind of struggle on that restart. He spun the tires a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see if Zimmer maybe does the same thing. Maybe that inside line on the restarts is not going to be as great as you think it is. But the field through 3 and 4 once again under caution. Your first caution of the night for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series, sponsored by HVAC Designs. You can see the new logo up there on top of the ticker. Absolutely beautiful up there. But fans back on their feet here is the pace car making that left onto pit road. The field coming back into the tri-oval here for the second restart of the night. The 17 spun his tires on the first one. Will the 12 do the same here on that inside line, leading the charge of the field back into the tri-oval, heading back into the Geico restart zone. You see it down there on the apron. Green flag back in the air here at Talladega. The 12 spinning them once again. You can see just how sideways they're getting. The 65 looking to the outside of the 17. The 04 is going to clear the outside line. Where do they go? Big move by the 18 out back in the black and white monster. Big move by the red car back there as well, almost getting turned. But a big lead now for the 12 and the 04s. Here comes the 15 of Hess as that outside line is going absolutely nowhere. Being led by Peyton Tulloch as everybody abandoning the high line, going to the bottom. Side by side, the outside line charging back in this one through turns 3 and 4. Being led by Peyton Tulloch. Possibly about to go 3 wide. They are going to go 3 wide coming out of turn number 4. Alberto Ebar in the green 8. He's going to drop it down to the inside, and that's going to make room. Who is that through the middle? The 6 through the middle. Big block by the 8. Ronnie Norman in that 6 getting a big block from Alberto Ebar. Now Alberto stuck in no man's land. He's going to jump up in front of the 17. That is not where you want to be, is stuck in no man's land here at Talladega. You will go from the front to the back real quick. And look at that field, folks, is now getting aggressive for the lead as the 04s. He's going to make that charge to the outside. The 48's going to dive to the inside behind the 15. Here they come. Almost 4 wide, folks, through turns 3 and 4. They're going to get it figured out. They're going to stay 3 wide as Alberto's going to get stuck in the middle of no man's land once again, coming out of turn number 4. The 19, you saw him making that hard hook from the outside to the inside. Way back there in the 22nd position. Here comes the 21 of another rookie. The 21 of Moore making his way up inside the top 10. He's up there in the 9th position, trying to get more around that outside line. And now the 6 of Norman jumps up there to try to lead the outside charge. Here comes that outside line. 5 trucks. No, Mitch Diamond abandons them. I'm sorry, Jonathan Wright, not Mitch Diamond. The 48 of Don Francisco way down low on that apron. Something a miss on the 48. You see him dropping like a rock on the ticker. Smoke down the backstretch as someone got into the outside. Well, they stay 3 wide. Let's jump inside the cockpit of that 17 truck and see what he's seeing right now. Stuck in no man's land. Trying to side draft as much as he can off the 8, trying to pull himself forward. Up the 3rd. Now he's going to side draft the 15, heading into turn number 1. You can see him running the second lane right on the dotted white line. He's going to get a big push, a big run. He's going to take it to the outside. Paying to luck, now leading the charge around that high line. 3 trucks to 04 to 65 all over his back bumper. Ronnie Norman abandons that inside line. He's going to go to the outside. Payne to luck makes a dive to the inside. Nobody goes with them. The 04 to 65 stay hooked to the outside. The 21 of Aaron Moore now up there inside the top 5, getting pushed from Ronnie Norman. This field, 3 wide, continues to be 3 wide. As they come back to start lap 9, big move by the 04 to 65 to get in front of the 17. That gives the lead to the outside line of the 21 of Aaron Moore, being pushed by Ronnie Norman and Alberto Abar. Here comes Smolin behind him. Alberto Abar stuck in no man's land once again. He's going to have room to jump to the outside. He does not take it. He's going to stay in no man's land. This field continues to be 3 wide. Look at the field coming out of turn number 4, folks. Bumper to bumper, side by side. As that outside line now starting to fall apart. And look at Alberto Abar holding his own on that inside, but it's stuck in no man's land. Now, if he wants to, he can jump up there and lead the charge on the outside. But right now, he is content with side drafting his way around this field all the way back up there into the top 5. Whoa, big blanking by the 21 there of Aaron Moore. That's going to be detrimental to that outside line. Blanking, what does that mean? That is iRacing's form of lag. When you blink like that, instead of, rubber banding back and forth, that is the iRacing's way of lag, and your car just blinks for a minute. And there is nothing scarier than that, being behind a blinking truck like that at a super speedway. But coming around a complete lap number 10, as these drivers getting it figured out here still. Side by side here to complete lap number 10 at Talladega. Jonathan Wright continues to find his way to the front with his teammate Mitch Diamond right behind him. Nicholas Trudeau, he's further back. Big move by the 65. Another big swerving back and forth, trying to control both lanes. Jonathan Wright, Mitch Diamond trying to control both the inside and the outside. 2 teammates for the American Badass Racing Team trying to control both, but it might not work out for that 65, but he's going to get a big run out of 4. I thought maybe Peyton Tulloch was going to try and jump there in front of him, but he did not. These drivers continue to run side by side here in this one. Lap traffic about to be a factor. Kendall, what's going on? Lap traffic, you see it about to be a factor. I believe that is Toby Kelsey. The 51 of Toby Kelsey going down a lap here through the tri-oval, holding it up high out of the racing line. Hopefully everybody's going to be able to get past him. You can see them all. And now, most of the field now single file after about the first 20 guys. But Jonathan Wright, Peyton Tulloch continue to lead the charge on that inside line, while it's Mitch Diamond and Alberto Abar leading that outside line. 6 trucks now on that outside line, trying to hold their own against everybody. Somebody dropping back. I thought somebody dropped onto that apron there for a split second. Let's go ahead and let's jump up to the HVAC Designs blimp here, way above the Talladega Super Speedway, and check out the field heading back to complete lap 13. Side by side still, 14 laps into this one. Let's jump into the chopper as it speeds down the backstretch to keep up with this pack. How fast are these guys going? Well, let's get that dashboard up and let's find out. Jonathan Wright, 180 mile an hour while leading that outside line. I'm sorry, leading the inside line. Mitch Diamond is in the outside line. Now, both American Badass drivers leading, controlling both lanes, the inside and the outside. Here comes the 15 of Hess. He's going to be behind the 12 of Zimmer. I thought he was going to get up there a little more and give him a big push there. Let's jump on. Let's go ahead and jump inside the cockpit of Zimmer here and see what he sees heading down this backstretch, heading into turn number 3. He is the 4th truck on this inside line. You can see him right behind Peyton Tulloch. Just riding along, and now that outside line's starting to fall back. You saw it. Jonathan Wright abandoned that outside line. Peyton Tulloch with the move to the high line. Unfortunately, excuse me, I don't think Zimmer is going to be able to go with them, and he is not, as Alberto Abar's now going to clear him. He's going to jump back up there. That inside line now starting to get abandoned. The outside line becoming more important. 3 wide, about 12th on back with the 21 to the outside. Trying to create that third racing groove. Well, it is not ready to be created yet. These drivers right now just more concerned about riding around, saving their equipment, but still 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. The 21 doing a fantastic job of holding it up there. That can get sketchy when the field's blowing by you like that and you're expected to hold it up top like that. But a great job by him nonetheless. Aaron Moore, one of the rookies to the league. Great job of holding it up there. Now finding a friend in that number 11 of Jeff Taylor. There goes Henning jumping his way up to the high line in front of him. Back out front, you got Mitch Diamond in that 65 controlling the field. Getting very squirrely out back. I believe that was Ronnie Norman. Or, I'm sorry, that's not Norman. That was Andrew Zimmer. Saw the bright red car really back forth there. That bright red target. Well, that's how dicey the draft can get, folks. The draft can really throw your truck sideways. But they continue to be side by side as now the outside line being led by the 17 of Peyton Tulloch in this one. From Greenville, Tennessee. He is a current student at Tennessee Tech University and at number 17 Tennessee Titan Chevy Silverado. Now, leading the charge around the outside. Can he take that momentum? Can he get to the lead? Big push by Zimmer. You saw Zimmer squirrely behind him, trying to push him as hard as he could. Back to the lead they go. Got to be careful pushing into the corners like that. You saw Peyton getting squirrely with it. Well, you've got to be careful because if you push a little too hard there and heading into the turn, you are going to spin the guy in front of you. And that allows the 65 and the 04 to get back to bumper and push their way back to the front. But that high line not going away too fast. Dead even at the line. The 65 leads them to lap number 19. The 12 and the 17, it got a little dicey right there. This has been some absolute amazing racing so far in this one, folks. We started it out rough on lap number 1, but these guys have cleaned it up, and this has been some great draft pack racing here as we are coming up on another lapped car. Robert Gaillard, your first guy out of this one, being scored in the 32nd position. Right now you got Bolander, Kelsey, and Babcock a lap down. Oh, the caution's going to come out the front of the field. They save it. What a save. Jonathan Wright, the field. Absolute amazing job of saving that one. That was incredible. We're going to back it up and see what happened as the field spreading big time now. But let's back it up and see what led to that, folks, just as they were coming up on Robert Babcock to put him a lap down. It looks like the 12 and the 17, we were talking about the aggressive pushing. Well, it looks like that may have just been the factor right there. Oh, big save! Peyton, big save. But a more important save by the 65. Unbelievable job. But let's get back to the action here as 20 laps are completed in this one. And Alberto Abar is now leading the charge here at Talladega with the Ford F-150 of Justin Smolin making his way up the third. Here comes right on the outside. He's going to form that outside line. 3 wide down the backstretch. I cannot believe that save that we just witnessed by everybody involved. Peyton, big save. The 65, big save. The 04, big save. And then a big save by the rest of the field behind him by not running over anybody in front of him. That was absolutely incredible. I cannot believe what we just witnessed, folks. But these drivers continue side by side, bumper to bumper, back to the outside goes the 04, but he has absolutely no help as the 65 continues to run behind him. But just, I don't know if he's got some damage or what, but just not able to quite catch up to the guys in front of him. But you can see the field now split into 2 parts. You got your front pack and then you got your back pack. And that is all in result of that incident on lap 20, but a big save by the field. I'm speechless, man. I talked about it in the pre-race. These drivers are going to have to be on top of their game. Well, you just witnessed maybe the drivers being the most on top of their game that you might witness all season. Is now the 04 and the 65 going to the outside. The 65 finally able to catch up to them, powering their way around the outside. Back to 3 wide here in this one. Smolin in the middle. Babcock going to the inside. Not sure what happened with the 14, whether he just didn't want to be up there, if it was a shove gone wrong. But we are 3 wide for the lead heading into turn number 3, folks. Side by side by side. Smolin in the middle, Zimmer on the outside, right on the outside, Zimmer on the inside. Smolin all by himself, stuck in no man's land. Give the lead of that lap to the 04 of Wright. The field back together here at Talladega. The backpack finally able to catch the front pack as now they are heading into turn number 3, still side by side. Coming to start lap 25 of 100. But folks, we are going to NEXXTCAR it up here in this one. Turn the volume up because these trucks are about to get loud here around this 2.66 mile track of Talladega Superspeedway. It's time to NEXXTCAR this one up. Nothing better than the sound of 31 NEXXTCAR trucks making their way around this 2.66 mile track of Talladega Superspeedway. These drivers continuing to put on a heck of a show here in this one. These guys, they had that little bit of hiccup on lap number 1, but ever since then, I think they learned they took a breather. They learned what they needed to do, because ever since then, these guys have been on an absolute tear. 29 coming to complete lap 29 this time here of 100. We are just over a quarter of the way here in this one. One caution so far, and it continues to be controlled by Wright and Diamond, as Zimmer and Peyton Tulloch, along with Hess, is not ready to abandon that high line. Two teammates, all a part of the team of my truck series. So nice to see them continuing to work together here in this one, as the other guy, Robert Gaillard, did back out, and Steve Bocock is currently back there in the 27th position. Not having a good race so far, but I have no doubt he can get this one turned around. But back out front, Jonathan Wright continues to lead the way here at Talladega. Coming to complete lap 30 of 100. These drivers, we saw it at Daytona last season. For those of y'all that watched that one, it was a race to forget, to be completely honest. It was not a highlight of NEXXTCAR at all. But it was a big learning curve, a big learning opportunity for everybody. And, it's great to see that everybody, it looks like everybody learned from it. As you can see, Steve Bocock about to go a lap down in that number 13. Let's see how he is. He's holding it up top as everybody's coming to pit road. Pit road, the 12, overshooting it. Major implications for Zimmer. You saw him cutting through the grass, not committing to pit road, overshooting the pit road. Man. What a way to find yourself behind in this one. The 12 of Zimmer found himself up front most of this race. Well, now, pit strategy, maybe, gonna hurt him here in this one. That's why I always say when I'm doing the Cup Series race, I always make sure I am practicing the pit entrances because they are key. You can win or lose your race. Let's jump back to pit lane. Oh, wrong one. And let's see how these guys do on their entrance. These guys doing it a lot better here. A lot cleaner pit entrance for these guys. And now that gives the lead over to the number 6 of Ronnie Norman in that FanDuel Ford F-150. Honestly, I knew it was going to happen eventually, but I'm honestly surprised that we are having some green flag pit stops. I really am, honestly. I didn't know if we were going to have them or not. But now, the rest of the field coming down pit lane. One of these times I'll get the right pit entrance. Everyone's going to get it slowed up. Steve Bocock pitting as well. You see him mixed in with these guys. He is scored one lap down in this one. But a good pit entrance for all those guys. And that is going to hand the lead over to the 25W Chevy Silverado of Matthew Tucker. As that outside line is all a lap down. Bolander, Kelsey, and Babcock getting their lap back. As you can see them working together, 3 trucks. Now, when does Tuck and when do Taylor come to pit road? I mean, I would assume they're going to have to come this time. I mean, you're going to lose so much time in position on that track just running in a 2-truck tandem versus the guys that all pitted together. As you see the 25 not coming to pit road yet. Taylor stays out as well. As you can see, the field now gonna get mixed up once again as they're coming through turns 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. You got the guys that just left their pit down on the apron, and you got the guys coming with a full head of steam as the 15 trying to get around the 48 there. Big move trying to get around him. But now the field back to bumper here. Matt Tucker, Jeff Taylor. We're going to have to keep an eye on just how far do they fall with their pitting. Because they, with them running at just this small pack, they are going to lose a ton of track position to that bigger pack. They have got to pit this time, and they are. The 25's coming down. The 11's coming down. They're going to lock it up. Who's going to get it slowed up in time? It looks like they might all get it slowed up. Toby Kelsey's leading the way. But the field now coming out of turn number 2. You can see Tucker and Taylor still being scored your leaders, but these guys are going to come up on them, and Tucker and Taylor are going to lose positions here. Oh, almost getting turned is the 65 by the 04. That got sketchy heading into turn number 3. Tucker Taylor still on pit road. They have just left pit road. We're going to have to see how far do they fall here. As Nick Trudeau making his way, trying to get through the middle there. You see them on the apron, making their way off of pit road onto the backstretch to rejoin, and they are going to lose the main draft of the main pack here. You can see it. They are falling way back. Like I said, they waited too long. The bigger pack was going to blow by them versus when they were in that smaller pack, and now they find themselves all the way back outside the top 15, it looks like. How about Robert Hassong in at number 3, finding his way to the front, mixing it up with his teammates, the 04, the 65. Smolin leading the charge on that inside. Hassong leading it on the outside. Coming up on lap traffic once again. That is the 12 of Zimmer. You saw him make that mistake coming to pit road. Well, now, where does he go? Where does the field go to get around him? Coming through turns 3 and 4, he's going to hold it down low. That's going to make Smolin go up top. He's going to have to go through the middle with Norman. The 12's I thought was going to try and jump in front of the 15. Decided better he probably shouldn't, which was a good call. Now the 15 drops down in front of him. They are teammates. So maybe trying to help each other out here. David Chandler was going to say no, trying to deny it, but there's no denying that one. Oh, we're going to have a caution. David Chandler looks like he's involved in this one. Caution is out for the second time of the night here on lap 38. Trenton Branson getting the worst of this one in at number 24. Let's back it up and see what happened here on lap 38. The one in the middle, I don't know. I don't know if the air maybe messed with him a little bit. I don't know. Let's see if we don't have a good drone shot of this. There we go. Let's back it up a little more. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the 1 and the 12. No, just the air. Just the air of the 1 truck. But this is exactly what a bunch of the guys out back, as you see the second field going by him now, that is exactly what they wanted to see, was this caution. But the caution is out for the second time here at Talladega. Mitch Diamond leading the way here in this one. But folks, we're going to step away here for a quick break. Don't go anywhere, as we are going to be right back to bring you the green flag here at Talladega once again. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back here from Talladega.
No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't want to miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop it, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. I don't care what they all say. That's right, I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay, we work hard, then we all play. Yeah, I'm addicted to the grind, man. That's right, so I refuse to waste time, man. Yeah, one day it all will be fine, man. Let's go. Gotta commit to the climb, you know, man. We're back with the Guinness, setting records every minute, every track. In addiction to the fact that we're winning, still we lack something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making millions.
All right, you see it, the field back side by side here at Talladega. The lights are off on that pace truck. They are getting ready to go back racing this time. Your front lineup, the 203 of Justin Smolin and the 25 of Matthew Tucker, with the 24 in third and the 65 in fifth. $40 out of 100 laps completed in this one, folks. These drivers continue to put on a heck of a show here tonight. Just the second caution of the night. Can these guys get another green flag run like we just saw? Well, you know, cautions, there's always benefiters and there's always guys that don't benefit from it. Well, Matthew Tucker definitely benefited from it, and so did Steve Bocock and Robert Babcock, both back on the lead lap after being one lap down. The pace truck making its way back to pit road, handing the control of the field over to the Ford F-150 of Justin Smolin, who's charge of leading the field back through the tri-oval, back into the Geico restart zone, as they are getting ready to go back racing here in this one, folks. Coming to complete lap 41 of 100. Green flag back in the air here at Talladega. Major wheel spin by the 18. You see the 6 all over his back bumper. The 203 gets a huge jump. And here comes the 24. The 24 of Trenton Branson making his way up to the front. You just saw him involved in that incident. Well, now he is working his way back up to the front. Trenton Branson from... Whoop. All right, sorry about that. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. My timing screen, not that you guys see on the left, but the SDKI Racing Live timing kind of was freaking out there for a second. But let's get back to it here. Mitch Diamond back out in front of this one as he is trying to defend himself from Matthew Tucker in that 25 on the inside line. As you see the 04 and the 65 back to bumper and bumper, working their way through this one with the 3 of a song right behind them. Alberto Eibar a little squirrely there through turns 1 and 2. That's all part of the draft here, folks. The draft, it is definitely nothing to play with here at Talladega. your truck gets extremely loose. You're going to see it especially tomorrow night in the Cup Series, where your car just gets extremely loose off the exit of these turns, and it can be very hard to drive, especially when you got a guy tucked up on your back bumper like that, just bringing the air off your spoiler. That is when these trucks and cars get loose, and that is why you got to be careful while pushing through the corners. But the 3 continuing to push hard on that 04 and 65, trying to get them clear that inside line. Right now, the 65 is, the 04 is not. But that inside line coming right back at him. Now big pushing through the turns 1 and 2. Here comes the 25 right back to the inside after the big pushing from Smolin. Side by side down the backstretch they go. The field back together after just the second caution of the night. In the middle, the 12 stranded. Major oh, that's going to be tight coming out of turn number 3. They're going to get it figured out. I thought that was going to be a lot closer with Ronnie Norman and the 12, but they're going to get it figured out, and they're going to keep it going straight. And how about Stoney Benfield, man? I talked about it sitting in 10th right now. You know, I talked about it in the pre-race, you know, what exactly was going on with his family. His grandson was just diagnosed with leukemia. The guy didn't even know if he was going to race tonight. Well, here he is, rounding out your top 10. Stoney Benfield from Albemarle, North Carolina. Sorry, it took me a second to figure out how to pronounce that. That is something that I had all these drivers do this season, was go in and fill out some information. That way, their information box isn't just popping up just a blank box. So I definitely appreciate those guys going in there and doing that, because it is going to help the broadcast look that much better. But you see it, 3 wide out back with Peyton Tulloch, making his way, trying to get his way around the outside. Now he's going to have the 29 in front of him and the 51 of Toby Kelsey behind him. 4 wide through the tri-oval. 4 wide through the tri-oval that time. Unbelievable. Talladega is a track that you can go 4 wide at, and they have just done it. At Daytona, don't you dare try to go 4 wide. But here at Talladega, you can do it. And you just saw him do it at probably one of the worst places to do it, right in that tri-oval. That is when your truck is at its loosest. And he just made it 4 wide. Big move by Peyton Tulloch. But now, is it going to work out? As he's kind of stalling out now in that third line with just the 51 pushing. But back out front, Matthew Tucker, your Cup Series champion last season. Coming here into the Truck Series from Anderson, Indiana, leading the way here at Talladega. Like I said, he is your Season 1 Cup Series champion. Your Season 1 Truck Series champion is not here tonight. That is the other Matt, Matthew Erickson, that is. He is currently on vacation in Hawaii. So he obviously is not making this race tonight. And, you know, it's like we said at the beginning of this race. This might just be the first race of the season, but this could be just as important as that championship race. You know, last season, Matthew Erickson, this was the one race he won in the opening race at Daytona. Well, that proved to be the deciding factor last season in that championship battle between himself and Peyton Tulloch. And speaking of Peyton Tulloch, here he comes with a full-headed steam around that outside. Peyton Tulloch all the way up to 6th. He's got some help in the 4 and someone else behind him. That is the 13 of Bocock. Steve with the big rebound as well. 3 wide through turns 1 and 2 once again. Where does the 25 go to the defend? The 65 goes to the outside. Big major, oh man, big contact to the outside wall. The 51 of Kelsey, you saw the smoke. And all that stemmed with the blocking by the 65 and the 04. It was clean, but that stacked up that outside line, and here they are once again, 3 wide, about to go 4 wide, heading into this tri-oval once again. Let's hide that ticker so we get the full view effect. 3 wide at the line this time, 4 wide this time, heading into turn number 1. 4 wide. Can they make it work? You see it right in front of you, folks. The 3, 17, 65, and the 89. 4 wide. They hold it out of turns 1 and 2. No, they don't. The 17 into the wall. The 3 up into the field. The field flying apart down the backstretch. They had it loaded up. They had it working, but just could not hold on to it. Coming out of turn number 4, Steve Bocock, major damage in that 13. You see the smoke. Let's back it up and see what happened here as they came out of turn number 2, and mayhem happens 4 wide. They were doing a fantastic job until the last couple of feet out of turn number 2. Right there, the 17 just, I don't know, pinching the 3. Not really pinching him. The 3 just maybe thought he had a little more room to his outside and thought he could slide up a little bit. Well, that was not the case. That was not the case, but 4 wide here at Talladega, and that might just be the big one of the night. But Justin Smolin continues to find his way out front here in this one as a couple of guys have pitted. You got a bunch of the guys up front, Mitch Diamond, Jonathan Wright, Alberto Abar, Stoney Benfield, Andrew Bolander, Josh Mayu, all sitting on pit road right now, getting some work done, as a bunch of these guys are probably going to have some damage out of that one. But man, that was impressive. 4 wide here at Talladega. I said it. You can do it. You can make it happen here at Talladega. It's sketchy, but you can do it. Daytona, don't you even think about trying 4 wide because it is not going to work. Talladega is much wider. You can do it here. Daytona, it's sketchy going 3 wide. Well, these drivers just went 4 wide. And they just almost made it work to perfection. But we are under caution for the 3rd time here in this one. Halfway through, folks, and we have only had 3 cautions. Hopefully these drivers can continue it. Knock on wood that these drivers can continue to put on the heck of a show that they have demonstrated in the first half of this race. This is the first race of season 2, folks, and these drivers already showing that they have learned a lot from last season, and they are using that to perfection here tonight. I said it last season at Daytona, the first race of the season, definitely left a lot to be desired. It was a rough race. Well, these drivers, they talked about it all postseason, all off-season, and all preseason for season 2, that they strived, that they learned from Daytona. Well, they showed it throughout the rest of season 1. Well, they are really showing it here at Talladega that they truly did learn. As we are under caution for the 3rd time here in this one, back behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official iRacing pace truck. Let's go ahead and let's check out your track temperature here in this one. 81 degrees Fahrenheit is your track temp. We started out at 89. It continues to get cooler. 5 mile an hour wind. I was looking at the direction that it was coming out about the 70 degrees, so the northeast. And then 7 mile an hour wind here, pushing these guys down this front stretch. They're getting that headwind out of the back stretch, but they are getting the big pushing through the tri-oval on the front stretch here. 75 degree humidity, or 56% humidity, 75 degree air temperature. Good God. I'll get it figured out at some point tonight. But the clouds continue to be here tonight for these guys, keeping the track nice and cool. Let's jump up to your HVAC Designs blimp here as they are heading through the tri-oval. I don't believe they're going to be going green next time. I think they're going to have one more pace lap if I'm not mistaken. It looks like they might be going green this time, and they are getting back side by side. Double file here behind that pace truck heading into turn number 1. But these guys have put on a heck of a show all night long. Right now, Justin Smolin, Trenton Branson, Nick Trudeau, Christopher Thomas, Ronnie Norman are your top 5 in this one. Matthew Tucker in 6th. Jimmy Emos, your biggest mover of the night. Jimmy Emos back in that 7th position from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, coming out here to race his Chevy Silverado, finding his way up to the front here in that number 38 truck. Absolutely love to see it, Jimmy. Keep up the good show, buddy. Absolutely love to see it. But folks, these guys are getting ready to go back racing here as they're going to head into the tri-oval as soon as they get out of turns 3 and 4. Smolin Branson, Trudeau Thomas, Norman Emos, Tucker Brooks, Zimmer Dunford. Those are your first 5 rows here coming back to the Geico restart zone, this time for the 4th restart of the night. We've seen where some of these guys spin their tires big time on these restarts. It's going to be interesting to see. Can these guys get it figured out here as we are just over halfway, folks. 52 out of 100 completed here tonight. These guys continue to put on a show, and I look for them to continue it throughout the rest of this one. Back into the tri-oval, heading into the Geico restart zone for the 4th restart of the night. Green flag is in the air here at Talladega. Big wheel spin by the 24. The 11 getting service done on his truck. He's going to be rejoining. 2 laps down in 30th. Hold it down there, buddy. As you see the field working their way back into turns 1 and 2. Nick Trudeau, big push to the 203 of Smolin. Here comes Ronnie Norman on the inside all by himself. Here comes the 5 to 25, abandoning the outside. Or, I'm sorry, abandoning in the front. Dropping to the back. Deciding not to be a part of this one, as they are going to continue to push side by side. Nick Trudeau pushing Smolin to the front. Here comes the 12. Here comes the 6. Here comes the 1 and the 5. David Chandler, Christopher Thomas making their way to the top 5. Thomas now up there in 5th. Here comes Chandler in 6th. Here comes the 26 of Larson out back. That is Cool Larson, the son of J.D. Larson, making his debut in the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Justin Smolin continues to hold it out front, being pushed by the 89 and Nick Trudeau. Here comes that outside line being led by Norman. Three wide once again, heading into turn number 3 with Alberto Ebar pushing the 04 of Jonathan Wright. Not going to get the big run that they needed. They're going to fall apart, and that's going to hurt that inside line. I'm sorry, the middle line. But back they come in that outside line, the 04 and the 8. The 8 trying to get to the back bumper, unable to with the air pocket. Trying to push him as hard as he can heading into 1. They're going to get that big run on that high line. Trudeau, you saw him get really squirrely, almost down onto the apron through turns 1 and 2 behind the leader. We've talked about it, the draft, how big of a factor it plays. Well, Nick Trudeau with a big save there, but none bigger than the save early on in this one with Peyton Tulloch and the 04 and the 65. That was an absolute incredible save, but these drivers back out front continuing to be back to 3 wide. Let's go ahead and let's jump inside the cockpit of Brandon Dunford and see what he sees out front heading back to the line here in this one. You can see that inside line obviously has got the most trucks, but he's going to get that big run heading through 1 and 2, drafting off the guys in front of him. He's going to get the big run to him. He's going to get a couple positions heading through 1 and 2 as he continues to try to work that inside line. Trying to work that middle line as much as he can. Trying to stay out of the wake of the 22, but try to use it to his advantage. Here he comes. He's going to jump up there behind the 22. He's going to go back to the middle line. Little bit squirrely up there by the 12 in that white Energizer, red and white truck in front of him. But the green truck, the 8 of Alberto Abar, stay to the high line. Big run by Dunford. Major contact out front. They're all going to save it. You saw Dunford jump out of the gas. You saw the big save. Ronnie Norman and I think Nick Trudeau making contact there through the trial. We got a wreck going on out back. Nicholas Don Francisco involved in this one in the 48. Caution is out once again. Let's back it up and see what happened in this one. You saw everybody up front jumping out of the gas. Well, when you're out back here, you might jump out of the gas, but the draft is going to continue to pull you forward with all your momentum. So it's going to be as if you don't jump out of the gas. Well, the 48 hits the brakes right there. The 65 thought he was going to be able to clear him on the outside. He did not. And right around goes the 48. The 24 getting a little bit of contact in that as well. That is Trenton Branson. We were just talking about how good of a race he was having. Well, it doesn't look like he's got too much damage to that 24 truck. Let's jump inside the cockpit of this guy. You know, that's a big problem with these is you don't know when you're going to get hit. You have absolutely no idea. So let's keep an eye on that steering wheel, see what his reaction is, and let's see just how he has absolutely no clue he is about to get turned. You hear him jump out of the throttle, and then right there just gets turned. Has absolutely no idea what's about to happen. Great reaction time, though. Absolutely great job by him. You saw him immediately turn that wheel to the left. Watch this right there. Great reaction. But just unfortunately at these speeds, it's hard to keep that under control. But we are under caution for the 4th time here in this one, folks. All 187 of you guys tuned in. I truly do appreciate it. And so do these drivers. You know, it gives them a lot of hype to go into these races, and it helps us do the booth broadcast as well. So all of you guys tuned in on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, and YouTube, it is truly appreciated as these drivers are coming around now to start lap 59 here in this one. 41 laps to go here, folks. These drivers have put on a heck of a show to this point, and I have no doubt that they are going to be able to continue it throughout this one as you see the 21 of Aaron Moore going to get his lap back. Aaron Moore going to get his lap back here in this one, being scored 1 lap down out of Keysville, Georgia in that Pennzoil Chevy Silverado. One of the rookies, one of the many rookies to NEXXTCAR here for the Truck Series. Great to have you out there, buddy. As you can see, we had ourselves a full field. Gaillard was the first driver to quit in this one, and he is being scored in that 31st position, your only retirement tonight. Peyton Tulloch got the pull. He's being scored 29th, 1 lap down as well. So not a good race that he wanted in that number 17. Definitely a race that he's going to be looking to try to rebound from, and try to rebound in this one from Greenville, Tennessee. But out front, Jonathan Wright finds himself once again up in front of the field here in that number 04 Ford F-150. From Carrollton, Georgia, here in the NEXXTCAR Racing League. He is your team owner for the American Badass Racing Team. You see their logo on his hood. Absolutely love it, buddy. And then you got the 65 of Mitch Diamond. Pretty much and almost the same exact scheme as him from Michigan. The 65. Christopher Thomas, he's had himself a pretty solid night so far from St. Augustine, Florida. He's currently being scored in that 9th position in that Columbia 5 Chevy Silverado. So he's had himself a pretty solid night so far in this one. Nicholas Trudeau, he's also had himself a pretty solid night from Charlton, Massachusetts in that number 89 Valvoline Chevy Silverado. Robert Asong, you saw him involved in that one incident early on. I'm pretty sure it brought out the first caution of the night from Westland, Michigan in that number 3 AC Delco Chevy Silverado. Absolutely love that truck. But folks, the lights are off on the pace truck. We are getting ready to go back racing as you see the field side by side once again. Alberto Abar, one of the many rookies here in NEXXTCAR, finding himself up there in that 3rd position. Love to see it, buddy. Keep up the good work in that Army Green number 8 Toyota Tundra. But back out front, Jonathan Wright looking to get this one started once again here in this one, folks. Coming to 40 laps to go. These drivers anxious, waiting to get back to racing. These drivers have put on a heck of a show. 3, even 4 wide here in this one. These drivers, it might be the first race of the season. Well, they are ready to get up there and get this one done. As you can see, they all know how important a win here tonight would be. And for some of these guys, they may feel that this could be their best chance of a win this season. So that is why these guys are as aggressive as they are. But right now, that pace truck coming out of turn number 4, getting ready to make the turn on the pit road, handing the control of the field to the 04, bringing them back to the Geico restart zone for the 5th time here in this one. The control of the field in Wright's hands as they head into the tri-oval. Looking for that Geico restart zone. Not that one, but the next one on that inside apron. Here they come out of the tri-oval. You see it popping up right there. Green flag back in the air here at Talladega. The 04 is going to get a great launch to 8. Spinning the tires. The 12 is going to have to be careful. We're going to have to see how the race control scores that one. Did the 12 make a legal lane change? We are going to have to wait and see how Camden Jester, your Truck Series race control, scores that one. That was very close to being an illegal lane change, but we're going to have to wait and see. Does he get a drive-through penalty? Ronnie Norman making his way in that number black and blue 6 Ford F-150 around the outside. 2, the lead goes to 6, but nobody went with them. Ronnie Norman trying that outside line, but absolutely nobody went with them. That is the worst feeling in the world when you go to the outside and absolutely nobody goes with you, because you see it. He is going from the front to the back real quick. All the way back there in that 12th position. He's going to try to jump into that hole there from Terre Haute, Indiana, and he is going to find himself back there in that 13th position. So that could have been a lot worse if everybody was stacked up on each other, but he's going to find a home now in that 12th position. But back out front, Jonathan Wright, Alberto Abar continue to work that inside line. Alberto's going to try to go through the middle. Thought better of it. That got close there between himself and the 12. But how about J.D. Larson in the number 18? J.D. Larson from Oregon, Illinois. Driver of that number 18 Toyota Tundra. He is finding himself up there big time now. Up here in the top 3, looking for more as he continues to push on the back bumper of Jonathan Wright. Alberto Abar now leading the charge on that high line. Alberto Abar now leading the charge to the lead. Here comes the 8 around the outside with the help from the 12 and the 15. Here comes Hassan trying to join the challenge as well. Alberto Abar is going to lead the field down the backstretch here at Talladega. Oh, the 04 going to jump onto the apron. He's going to save it. The 12, the 8, both drop to the inside line, abandoning the 15 and the 3 on that high line. Alberto Abar leads the field out of turns 3 and 4. He is going to lead the field back to possibly leading his first lap of the race with the 12 all over his back bumper. The 12 to the outside of him. He's going to jump back to the inside. Here comes the 15 with a big run. Alberto's going to lead his first laps in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. Back to side by side, and here comes Hess in the 15. Douglas Hess, that is, in that 15 Chevy Silverado. Getting a big push from the other Chevy. That is the number 3 of Robert Asong, who's got John Turner right behind him in the 29. Here comes Turner. Side by side, the field goes once again into turns 3 and 4. Alberto Abar continues to lead the way on the inside. The 15 trying to lead the charge to the outside. You see just how locked on that 12 truck is. Let's jump inside the cockpit of the 12 truck, all over the back bumper of Abar as they cross the start-finish line. Absolutely love that back bumper, Abar. Not all wounds are visible. 22 a day. Yes, sir. Unfortunately, 22 active duty military and veterans commit suicide a day. And we had the charity race earlier on at Dover this off season. And Alberto Abar, an Army, active duty Army that is, currently out here leading in NEXXTCAR. Add Alberto to the long list of NEXXTCAR active duty and veteran military members. It's an honor to race with these guys, and they continue to put on a show here in this one. But Alberto Abar going to try to lead the field back to the line. It's going to go to the way of the 15 of Hess. As a 3, I thought was going to try and make it 3 wide through the middle. But yeah, NEXXTCAR now up to 19 active duty and veterans of the United States military in the history of NEXXTCAR. Absolutely love to see it. As an active duty member myself, I absolutely love getting in here with these guys and, you know, swapping stories, talking to them, helping each other out through everything. And you see now the field separated. You got 2 packs. You got your front pack. You got your rear pack. Matt Tucker leading this rear pack in at number 25. He's got the 4, the 17, the 51, the 14, the 11, 64 of Henning, the 22, and the 20, all back here with them. And then it looks like Dunford bringing up the rear. And it is. Currently being scored in that 27th position here. But back out front, things starting to heat up. Hess has abandoned the outside line. He dropped to the inside line. Now the outside charge being led by Hassan. As we're getting ready to have lap traffic, I believe that is the 21 of Aaron Moore out front. The 15 trying to play both lines. That's going to get him stuck in the middle. The 8's going to cut him a huge break. And that is going to definitely hurt that inside line. The 15 was trying to play both lines. Big heads up move by the 8 to give him room to come back down. But here comes the 12. He's going to push Ronnie Norman to the outside. The 12 of Zimmer. Big move to that inside line of the 15. Now, being led by Hissong and Turner. Catching up on the lap traffic in a 21-3 goes to the outside to try to play that line. Here comes Turner on the inside. John Turner getting the run and the push down the backstretch. He is going to try to lead his first laps of season 2 here in this one in the Truck Series. He is going to clear the outside line. He's going to jump up in front of him, but now that hands the big momentum to the 12 of Zimmer. Here they come out of turn 4. They're going to have the lap traffic of the 21 that we deal about. Here comes the 29 with the push from the 3 and the 12 from the 15. John Turner's going to lead the field back to the line here, lap number 69. He leads his first laps of the Truck Series. The 29 holding it up high, letting the field pass. Great job by himself and the rest of the field. The 12's going to get squirrely with the draft. Three wide, almost 4 wide down the backstretch. These drivers have put on a heck of a show. This race has been anything but boring at this junction of the race. Turner continuing to control the outside line. That inside line now starting to fall apart. Only 3 guys leading it now. The 12, the 15, and the 8. As Turner leading the field back to lap 70 here through the trial. But here comes the 12. Turner leading these guys back to lap 70. Now the inside line starting to regroup and reform. We still have ourselves the 2 packs. At this point, you got to be a little worried if you're that rear pack because you have lost the draft big time of this front pack. You can see just how far back they are. At this point, I would not be surprised if we go the rest of the way under the green flag, folks. We saw the green flag run that these drivers were able to have earlier. Well, I would not be surprised if they had another one here as John Turner, the driver of the number 29, continuing to show the way here at Talladega from Jackson, Kentucky. But here comes the 12. Side by side through the tri-oval. The 12's going to lead them back to 30 to go. "30 laps to go here at Talladega. Turner, Zimmer, Hissong, Hess, and Benfield. Your top 5. You see the backpack back there. The field continues to run in 2 packs. Still 3 wide through turns 1 and 2 with the 04 of Jonathan Wright all by himself. Here comes J.D. Larson trying to help him. J.D. Larson's going to drop back behind Ronnie Norman. He's going to stay with the 6. Oh, watch out, 04. The 15's drifting up a little bit. I'm sorry, not the 15. The 75 of Benfield cracking his way inside the top 5. Where does the 75 go? Does he drop to the bottom? He's trying. He's going to get turned doing it. The caution's going to fly the field. Flying apart in this one. Benfield, major implications for that 75. He made a very late decision to drop to that bottom line, and it is going to cost him everything as he is going to have to get that 75 pointed in the right direction. But let's back it up and see what happened here in this one as the 75 was trying to make the move to that inside line. He would have had the control and led the charge of it, but that split-second delay to make that move just costed him a spot battling for the lead to now back in the pack. Right there, if he'd have dropped down, he would have been perfectly fine. Instead, he tried to play both lanes. Right there, he needed to drop down immediately. Instead, the 12 got the big run and the 75 went around. Now, you might be thinking, why didn't the 12 try to lift? Let's go ahead and jump inside the 12, and I guarantee you, he did try to lift. I guarantee you the 12 did try to lift. The problem is the air The draft just continues to push you as if you are still in the gas. Let's jump inside the cockpit here. You heard it. He did lift. You heard it. Like I said, the draft just continues to push you. You cannot jump out of it like that. That does not work at super speedways at all. Let's go ahead and jump on side Matt Tucker here. Remember, he was leading that the charge of the rear pack here. Let's go ahead and back it up. Let's jump inside the cockpit of this 25 and let's see what he saw coming out of turn 2. You can see all the smoke and everything. And then you can see the carnage down there on the apron. Jumps out of the gas on the brakes. And nicely done by Matt Tucker navigating his way through that one, folks. But pit road is busy in this one. You can see them all coming off. Pit road, the busiest place in Talladega right now. Coming out of pit road, I think just about everybody has just pitted. Absolutely every single truck has just pit besides a handful. Peyton Tilloch, Aaron Moore, Jeff Taylor. Those are the only ones that have yet to pit and did not pit under this pit stop. Everyone else has all come down, got 4 fresh tires, a good splash of fuel. They should be able to make it the rest of the way with 27 laps to go here from Talladega. We're going to step away here for a second, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back to bring you more of the green flag action from Talladega. All right, folks, you see it. We are side by side here through turns 1 and 2, getting ready to go back racing this time. Coming to 25 laps to go here at Talladega, this time when they take the green flag. The lights are off on that Chevy Silverado pace truck as they are heading down the backstretch one more time under caution here. This is only the 5th caution of the night. This has been one heck of a race by these drivers. We have seen 3 wide. We have seen 4 wide. We have seen some absolute amazing side-by-side racing. These drivers have seemed to take what they learned in Daytona last season in the opening race and apply it tonight because the racing has been absolutely unbelievable. Bluegill, appreciate it, buddy. But here they come through turns 3 and 4 under pacing condition here of the pace laps. The truck getting ready to hook that left onto pit road, giving control to the 04 of Jonathan Wright. 25 laps to go this time, folks. We are back to side by side here in this one. You can see the field heading into the tri-oval, waiting to hit the Geico restart zone and see where Jonathan Wright is going to get this race restarted. Here he comes, heading into the tri-oval. You see the Geico restart zone. Green flag's going to be back out in the air. He's going to get a beautiful launch, but the problem with that is here at Daytona and Talladega, you do not want to get a big lead like that because here comes the field behind him. Robert Assong's going to stay with him and push him through 1 and 2. Here comes Turner. John Turner in the 29 being pushed by Ronnie Norman. Here comes Hassong to the inside of the 04. Back to 3 wide. They go down the backstretch. Smoke! Multiple trucks into the outside wall down the backstretch heading into 3. You saw a bunch of guys waving left and right to keep it out of the guy in front of them. We stay green. This has been some absolutely amazing racing tonight, folks. And these drivers continue it in this one. Right now, Mitch Diamond controlling the field, being pushed by Hassong. Here comes David Chandler behind J.D. Larson in the 18. Here comes the 12 of Zimmer. The 18 looking to the high line there, thought better of it. Oh, the one's gonna get turned. We stay green. Caution's gonna fly for the 6th time tonight. Let's back it up and see what happened here with the 1. You saw it, but I am not certain that netcode did not play a part in that one, folks. You saw the 1 go completely through a truck. The 29. Let's hold on, let's back it up here. Let's try to get a better angle here. Here we go. Netcode definitely did not play a factor with the first incident, but it definitely played a factor there with the 29. John Turner, let's back it up and see. Was he able to continue after that? If so, big break by the 29. That could have been a lot worse for that 29 truck. As you see, the 19 almost going up and over. Let's back it up and watch the 19s ride. That is the 19 of Brandon Dunford. Just getting hit in that left door, just about sent him up and over. You saw Steve Bocock. Let's see what he saw during all that. You see the front hood just barely, minimally bumped up there. Let's back it up and see what he saw at his windshield. The 1 comes down, the 04. The 29 up into the outside wall. Little bit of contact there, not much. Shouldn't hurt Steve too bad there. But these guys are back under caution here at Talladega. Little bit of netcode and a little bit of luck there with that one for a lot of those guys. That could have been a lot worse for that 29 truck. There is no doubt about it. But your top 5, Andrew Zimmer, Mitch Diamond, J.D. Larson, Robert Assong, and Alberto Abar finding himself once again up front. You saw him leading a couple laps early on. Well, he has found himself right back up in the front of this one. Matt Tucker doing the classic, knocking the cone out of the way as they came out of turn number 2. But folks, we are coming to 21 laps to go this time. That means these drivers are going to get the green flag with 20 to go here at Talladega. If you thought the first 80 laps were absolutely insane and on the edge, I cannot wait for these last 20. These drivers are going to be laying it all on the line here in this one. Bluegill, I appreciate that, buddy. Andrew Zimmer, one of the many rookies here in the Truck Series, finds himself at the front in the closing laps here in this one. Due to lights go off on that pace truck this time by. Yes, they do, folks. Rack them and stack them again side by side. We are going to be going green with 20 laps to go here in this one, folks. They are going to come back this time to complete lap 80, and they will have just 20 to go this time. The 12, 65, 18, 3, 8, 04, your top 6. Zimmer Diamond, Larson Hissong, Abar Wright, Norman Smolin, Trudeau Branson, your first 5 rows as they are going to restart here in this one. 31 drivers started this race with the hopes of getting to victory lane here to start out season 2. Well, this is still anybody's race. 29 drivers as Benfield has had to retire. The pace truck leading the field back into turn 3. 20 to go this time, folks. These drivers better make sure they are holding their breath because they're going to need to on this restart. This restart is about to be insane here. These drivers know they have the capability of going the rest of the way under green. They did it earlier. They had themselves a 40-lap dash under the green. Well, these drivers have got to get themselves a great restart in this one. Pace truck heading to pit road. Control of the field in the 12 of Zimmer's hands. He is going to lead the field back to the Geico restart zone in this one. Let's get up on top of the box, folks. Get on the edge of your seats because this is about to get insane. Green flag's going to be back out in the air with 20 to go here in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series Season 2 debut of the NEXXTCAR Truck Series here at Talladega. Both lanes get a great restart. Side by side, the 65 and the 12 heading into turn number 1. That inside line not getting the big push as a lot of guys going to the outside. Now more guys making their way to that inside line. Now bouncing it back out to the outside. Look at just how much tighter that 3 is on the 65. You can see that's where the big gain of momentum is heading as they head down into turn number 3. 65, 3, 04, bumper to bumper on that outside line. With Smolin behind him. Here comes the 04 trying to make it 3 wide. He will make it 3 wide. 65 and the 04 continue to try to make that high line work. They've used that most of this race. 19 laps to go. You see the field starting to fall apart here a little bit. Three wide down the backstretch heading into turn number 3. Out front, Andrew Zimmer continues to lead the way, but here comes his song with the big push from Smolin. They're going to get that high line working. Here comes Trudeau. Here comes Branson. And here comes the 19 of Dunford. Dunford being scored by iRacing in the number 20, but he is the number 19 truck. Here comes Trudeau in the 89. He's the third truck on the high line. That high line, that third line, falling apart with no momentum and absolutely no help. Where does the move come from? Coming to 17 to go this time. These drivers, I guarantee you, are not going to be content pushing the guy in front of them to the win. They all want to get that win. Here comes the high line again. Branson about to have some major problems as he is stuck in the middle, but he still had Dunford pushing. Here comes the 15. Branson has got a ton of damage to that 24. You see the nose of that thing all pushed in and wrinkled up, trying to just hold his own right now in the draft. But back out front, Robert Asong in the 3, leading the way through turns 1 and 2 side by side. He's going to clear that inside line. Smolin, where do they go if he can clear them? Trudeau, pushing with everything he has. Oh, they're up into the wall. Trudeau hooking the hard left to the bottom. He's going to lead the charge on the inside. Side by side, Trudeau trying to get up there and lead his first laps of the night, but he's going to have to battle his song with it, but he's got the big push from the 65. Who is going to lead him back this time? The 12 is going to wreck Smolin. Caution's going to fly with 16 to go. You saw it live, Justin Smolin. I don't know if he came down or the 12 came up. The 12 just kind of pushes up there a little bit. And just great job by everybody else avoiding Smolin. Unbelievable job. And great job by Smolin, because that could have been a lot worse too. You know? Absolutely amazing job by those guys. But out front, Robert Hasong in the 3, Nick Trudeau in the 89. But folks, we're going to step away for a second. We're going to save my voice for the last 15 laps. We will be back to bring you more of the action from Talladega. Don't go anywhere, folks. These last 15, probably 13 laps when we go back racing are going to be insane. These are going to be 13 laps you don't want to miss.
I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in, yeah. I never thought that I would get this far. I wanna drive around in the nice cars, I wanna forget about my scars and just have a good night. I smoke something down, I drink something down. I'm feeling it now, I'm feeling it now. I could say it out loud. When I see you, my heart goes whoa.
All right, folks, you see it. The lights are off on that Chevy Silverado pace truck. The field coming back through 3 and 4 side by side. Reach up there, drivers. Make sure those seatbelts are tightened as tight as they will go, because this is about to get wild here at Talladega. These drivers continue to put on a heck of a show here in this one. Going green. 13 laps to go in this one, folks. These drivers, get up on your feet. Let's bring these drivers home. 273 you guys tuned in on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Let's bring these drivers home at Talladega NEXXTCAR style. 29 drivers still in this one, folks. It's anybody's race in this one. Coming back to the Geico restart zone to start 13 to go. His song, control to the field. Green flag is in the air with Nick Trudeau behind him. The 04 does not get a good start. The front 2 drives make that now the top 3 drivers have cleared the outside line as the 65 of Mitch Diamond jumps up there in front of the 04. Those 2 continue to work together here as the 89 and the 3 now working together through turns 1 and 2. Here comes the 12. That high line did not get the big run that I think they were expecting to, but look at the pack out back. The 3 jumps up in front of the 12. He knew he was going to make the move. The 3 goes to block him. Does the 3 have room to drop down in front of Nick? He does. Big move by the 3 to block both lines, but here comes the 12 with the help of J.D. Larson. Robert Hissong. 3 wide, the 12 almost about to get turned by the 18. They continue to be 3 wide, almost 4 wide, heading through the tri-oval. 12 to go. Look at this pack, folks. These drivers sprawled out 3 wide, bumper to bumper, side by side. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. Here comes the 25. You see him swerving back and forth, trying to find his way. That's going to get tight. They're going to keep it going straight through. He's staying green. That got tight for Tucker in the 25. They continue to make some very aggressive moves out back, trying to get the big runs with 12 to go, coming to 11 to go this time. They continue to be 3 wide. That high line not really working out, though, for the 04 and the 65. They have lost a ton of positions doing it. Here comes Ronnie Norman in the 6. Here comes the 89. Here comes the 15. $11 laps to go here at Talladega, the first race of the season for the Truck Series, folks. These drivers. Here comes the 65 on the outside. He's going to get turned. The 18, the 29, Garnish. The 24, Branson involved as well in this one. The big one happens coming out of turn 2 with 11 to go. That, folks, is the big one. Branson, 4 wide. He's down on that inside line. It all starts in front of him. The 29 and the 20 get together, and then the 25. We talked about it earlier, folks. Not knowing what's about to hit you. Let's jump inside the cockpit of that 65. He had absolutely no idea. Just minding his own business up on the high line, gets a little bit of contact there, and it just gets turned. Absolutely no idea what was about to hit him. But carnage coming out of turn number 2 here at Talladega. Look at the 18 of Cole Larson, or I'm sorry, the 20 of Cole Larson. Almost going up and over. Let's jump on the inside the cockpit of him. Just stuck in the middle of 4 wide. He comes down. Definitely some net code there. That is 100% some net code. Big hit by the 25. Let's jump inside Matt Tucker here and see what he saw. Running the middle. Sees it happen right there. Thinks he avoids it, gets a little bit of contact, and then just pows the 20. But man, not what you want to see here in this one. But, where's the sun? Where did the sun go, folks? It is sunsetting here in Talladega, and Talladega has absolutely no track lights. Oh boy. Oh boy. These drivers need to get it done here. 9 laps to go. We're going to be going green with about 7 to go. You see it. It is dusk here in Talladega. The clouds, the storm rolling in out there. You see it. Oh boy. Look at just how dark them storm clouds are here at Talladega. These drivers gonna have to try to get this one done here. Progressively getting darker here at Talladega. Hopefully they are going to start side by side this time, folks. As you can see, it is about to be nighttime here at Talladega. Well, folks, if you didn't think the ending of this race could get any more interesting, here we are. Nighttime. Storms have come upon the Talladega Superspeedway. You can see just how dark it is getting. These drivers. Oh, man. Are the lights off? They are. 7 laps to go when we go back racing. This is insane. Let's jump inside the cockpit of that number 3 here. Look at how dark it is. The storm rolling in. Talladega has absolutely no track lights. This, just when you thought the race couldn't get any more interesting, it is nighttime. This is, you can see just how bright it is over there, but with these storm clouds rolling in, it has brought the nighttime upon us here. 8 laps to go, folks. Going back racing with 7 under nighttime with no track lights here at Talladega. The only lights, well, are the exhaust pipes glowing and the tail lights of the pace truck. This is about to get interesting here. Going back racing this time. 3, 89, 19, 15, 12, 64, 20, 02, 14, 11. Your top 5 rows here in this one. Get ready, folks. Reach up there, pull the belts tight if they have another caution. This one might not end good. Pace truck hooking that left on a pit road. The control under the storm clouds of Talladega, Alabama, leading the field back to the Geico restart zone. Looking to try to head his way to victory lane for the 3rd time in the Truck Series. Green flag's going to be back out here at Talladega. 7 laps to go. It is absolutely dark here at Talladega. Look at how dark it is for the 3, folks. As if these drivers didn't have enough to worry about, now they might not be able to see. As Robert Assong and Ronnie Norman, trying to work their way to the front here. Big push, Tucker's gonna save it. Big save by the 25. This is unbelievable, folks. 6 laps to go this time. And the field's flying apart through the tri-oval. Caution's out again. Look at how dark it is, guys. The storm clouds are upon us here at Talladega, Alabama. This is insane. Just when you didn't think that the race could get any more insane than what we have witnessed. Well, these drivers are racing into the storm here at Talladega. And by storm, I ain't talking about the big one or the action on the track. I'm talking about the clouds up above it. As that storm is a brewing, and it's also brewing on the track. I cannot believe that the storm... we have completely lost the track.
I don't know where I'm at. Dude. Yep.
We're done.
Can I at least get my black cleared?
We have completely lost the tracks, folks. With 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go, and the track completely under the darkness of the clouds. You can't even see the truck in front of you as we're riding along with Robert Hissong. You can barely see that truck in front of you. I cannot believe that this is how the opening race at Talladega for the Truck Series is about to end. This is insane. Ronnie Norman has about the most visibility out of these guys with the lights off of that pace truck. I'm speechless right now that is how this is ending. I cannot believe this right now. You can't even see the track. You can't see the trucks from any of the exterior cameras. As the storms are upon us in Talladega. Jump back inside that cockpit of Robert Hissong. He can't see anything outside that cockpit. Let's see if we can't get word on what is happening down there.
Hang on, we're not going green.
hell, I don't even care if you give everybody a fast repair and we all start on wherever. Let's finish this damn thing.
All right, folks. Well, obviously you can see a issue here. The sun has gone down here. I don't understand why it did. I had it set to early afternoon, but apparently it did. Well, unfortunately, with the way the scoring and everything is going to go down, we are going to look at ending this race, obviously, right now. Obviously, we can't race under the hours of darkness.
Can we set up a lobby, Ronnie, with 15 to go back to the positions we were when the caution came out, have a sprint?
If you guys want to spend the next 45 minutes doing that, I guess we'll just have to go in and figure out points.
You're just gonna have to freeze the field at the last caution, and that's the way we finish.
There's no way. You can't do that. There's no way that's fair. I don't care what y'all say. No way. We do it again.
10, you act like this was planned. I mean, technically, this is nothing different than NASCAR's rain ending the race.
It's a video game. We can't call a freaking rain race. No, we can make a new lobby and finish the damn thing really easy.
Cool. I will see you guys out on the track at 2 a.m. this morning.
Okay, then just, I don't know, we'll do a sprint before next week's race. I had a session right before whatever. We'll just go out there at, 8 o'clock, run the dang sprint, a 10, 15-minute sprint, whatever, and then we'll go to the next race.
Yellow flag is out.
Ronnie, freeze the field where it was. This is ended, obviously, to set up a new lobby with all the right settings, and then 20 laps, you're looking 30 minutes, and people need to get to work in the morning. So I say freeze it, and then just adjust the everyone's points to where they finished.
Why 20? Why 20? We went back racing with 8 to go. We can reset it for 10. I'm not staying here for another hour.
Lap 93 is when we stopped.
Exactly. That's 8 to go, exactly like I said. Yeah, no, I will set up another lobby with 10 laps to go. We will freeze the field. Remember exactly where you are right now. And then I will set the lobby for 10 laps. And we will spend 1 lap after the gridding to get everybody back into their position. Camden, be ready to clear all the black flags. We will go back racing with 9 to go in the next lobby. All right? I will send a message in Discord when the next one is up and ready to go.
It's fucking midnight.
I get that, man. Like,
Okay.
No, it's not. It's 10:20.
Peyton, you're an hour behind everybody.
Or 11:20 in East Coast. Ain't nobody in damn midnight. Is my point.
Yeah, exactly. At 12th place all the way down to 24th because we couldn't see and I stopped and trucks were passing me, and how can we start with where we're at right now?
All right, folks, we're going to cue the intermission, cue the music. Not going to listen to everybody complain about this. We'll be right back after we figure out what we're doing.
Yeah.
Faking now, everybody knows my heart's faking now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home, on my own, in the zone. That's the only way I know, feeling low, about to blow back up. Here I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. I don't really understand myself, I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone. It's so cold outside, I'm alone. It's so cold. Always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way even when I'm feeling down. I fight, even when I don't know what is right. I'ma pick a side, and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate, and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shape me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold. Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop it, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. I don't care what they all say. That's right, I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay, we work hard, then we all play. Yeah, I'm addicted to the grind, man. That's right. So I refuse to waste time, man. Yeah, one day it all will be fine, man. Let's go. Gotta commit to the climb. You know we're back with the Guinness, setting records every minute, every track. In addiction to the fact that we're winning, still we lack something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making millions. That's the mission. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop it, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night, got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm screaming, okay, it's a dream. And I pray as a team, one day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. Swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it all. You got one life to ball. Thinking big, never small, cause you got.
Alright folks, well I cannot believe that this is how this opening race of the season is going to end, but we are going to go back to lap 93 when the last caution came out and the darkness fell upon the track. We are closing out the race at lap 93. I believe Ronnie Norman will be your winner, but we are going to have to wait until next week to officially declare that, as we are going to have to go back and watch all the replays and everything. But I believe Ronnie Norman will be your winner here on lap 93 as we are closing out the opening race for the Truck Series. Unfortunately, that is just something no one expected to see, was all the clouds rolling in, as it was set for 1X and we started in the afternoon. I can't believe that it got that dark that early, but yeah, hopefully, unfortunately, it's kind of like how Daytona started last season. You know, it's definitely ended in some turmoil, but unfortunately, there's not really much anyone can do about it. And we're just going to treat it as if it was rain rolling in on a Sunday afternoon in the NASCAR race. So that is going to do it. We are not going to be doing post-race interviews tonight, as obviously it's a lot of chaos that is happening at the end of this race. So next week, probably tomorrow night, we will announce your official race winner during the Cup Series broadcast. But guys, if you guys enjoyed it, I mean, that racing was absolutely amazing. The race tonight definitely did not earn the way to end under this place. These drivers earned a fight to the checkered flag. They really did. And I hate to see it end under caution, but unfortunately, some things just are out of our control, even in sim racing. But folks, tomorrow night, Next Gen Cup cars get to try their hand at the Talladega Super Speedway. Hopefully we can have as good of a race as we just did tonight, because these drivers put it all on the line. But that is going to do it for this one, folks. Very awkward race to start out the season. Trust me, if you guys stuck around last season, you guys know how that season went. It started out rough, but it turned into one of the best seasons we have ever had in NEXXTCAR. And, you know, I have no doubt that this season will do the same. So that is going to do it here for the NEXXTCAR Racing League as the Truck Series close out their night. 93 laps out of 100 completed here at the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway. For everyone that stuck it through, especially the ending of this race and all the darkness that fell upon the track, I truly do appreciate you guys. I know these drivers do and the league does because you guys are helping us grow. But I appreciate you guys being here, and that is going to do it for this Sunday night here as the Truck Series conclude their race at the Talladega Superspeedway. Like I said, tomorrow night the Next Gen Cup car gets to do it all over again. So be sure to tune in for that one, folks, as we end the first race of the season. Not the way anybody wanted it to, but that is going to be the checkered flag. Scored 93 out of 100, but that is going to do it here from Talladega, folks. Have a good one, everybody.